Imagine living in a quiet, peaceful neighborhood, believing you're safe in your own home, only to discover that a predator is stalking you. This predator isn't a stranger passing through town. He's your neighbor, your church leader, a family man. He's someone you'd never suspect, until it's too late. This is the story of Dennis Rader, better known as the BTK Killer, one of America's most chilling and methodical serial killers. Over the next hour, we'll uncover every disturbing detail about the man behind the mask of normalcy, a man whose name still haunts Wichita, Kansas. Early life. Dennis Lynn Rader was born on March 9, 1945, in Pittsburgh, Kansas. He was the oldest of 4 boys, born to William and Dorothea Rader. His family moved to Wichita, Kansas, when Dennis was young, and it was there that he spent most of his life. To the outside world, Rader's childhood seemed uneventful. His parents worked long hours to provide for the family, but this meant they were often absent. Rader later admitted that he felt neglected as a child, which deeply affected his psyche. This lack of attention planted seeds of resentment and inadequacy that would manifest in horrifying ways later. From an early age, Rader exhibited disturbing behavior that experts now recognize as warning signs of a future killer. Animal torture. He would tie up and kill animals, deriving pleasure from their suffering. This behavior aligns with the McDonald triad, a theory linking animal cruelty, bedwetting, and fire starting to violent tendencies. Sexual deviancy. Rader began engaging in autoerotic asphyxiation and developed a fascination with women's undergarments, often stealing them from neighbors. Voyeurism and fantasy. Rader spent hours fantasizing about dominating and controlling women, envisioning scenarios where he could bind, torture, and kill his victims. Despite these behaviors, Rader appeared outwardly normal. He graduated from Wichita Heights High School in 1963 and briefly attended college before joining the United States Air Force in 1966. During his military service, he honed skills like discipline and organization, traits he would later use to meticulously plan his crimes. The double life. After leaving the Air Force in 1970, Dennis Rader returned to Wichita, where he married Paula Dietz in 1971. Together, they had 2 children and settled into suburban life. Rader enrolled at Butler County Community College and later completed a degree in criminal justice from Wichita State University. Great viewers seemed like the perfect husband, father, and neighbors. He worked for ADT Security Services, installing security systems, ironically, systems meant to protect families from people like him. He served as a compliance officer for Park City, Kansas, where he earned a reputation for being overly strict. He was deeply involved in his church, serving as president of the Christ Lutheran Church Council. To those who knew him, Dennis Rader was unremarkable, a polite, hard-working man. But behind this facade lay a predator. While attending family dinners or church services, Rader was also plotting the gruesome murders that would shock an entire community. The Otero family murders. The chilling saga of the BTK Killer began on January 15, 1974, when Dennis Rader committed his first murders. His victims were the Otero family, a well-liked household in Wichita. Rader had been stalking the family for weeks, observing their routines and planning every detail. Victims. Joseph Otero, 38, Julie Otero, 33, Joseph Jr., 9, and Josephine, 11, crime scene. Rader broke into their home early in the morning, armed with a murder kit containing ropes, knives, and duct tape. He strangled Joseph and Julie first, ensuring they couldn't fight back. Then, he killed young Joseph Jr. Lastly, he took Josephine to the basement, where he hanged her from a pipe. This act was sexually motivated, and Rader later admitted to taking pleasure in the power he felt over Josephine. This brutal crime shocked Wichita. Police had no suspects, and the randomness of the murders left the community in fear. Little did they know, the man responsible was living among them, watching the news coverage with satisfaction. Taunting the police. Rader's need for control didn't stop at murder. He craved recognition for his crimes, leading him to taunt law enforcement and the media. In October 1974, he sent a letter to the Wichita Eagle, confessing to the Otero murders. The letter read, in part, "Those 3 dudes you have in custody are just talking to get publicity. The code words for me will be, bind them, torture them, kill them, BTK. You see, he had it again. They will be on the next victim." This letter marked the first time Rader identified himself as BTK. Over the years, he would send numerous letters, poems, and packages, often including souvenirs from his victims, such as jewelry or clothing, cryptic clues about future attacks, detailed accounts of his crimes, written in broken English with deliberate misspellings. These communications were designed to instill fear while showcasing his intelligence and superiority over law enforcement. A methodical killer. Rader's murders followed a calculated pattern. He referred to his victims as projects, meticulously planning each attack. Catherine Bright, April 4, 1974. Rader broke into Catherine's home, where he stabbed and strangled her. Her brother, Kevin, was shot but survived, providing police with a description of the attacker. Shirley Vian, March 17, 1977. Rader forced his way into Shirley's home, tied her up, and strangled her while her children were locked in another room. Nancy Fox, December 8, 1977. After strangling Nancy in her apartment, Rader called 911 to report the crime himself, saying, "You will find a homicide at 843 South Pershing." The cooling-off period. One of the most perplexing aspects of Rader's crimes was his ability to cool off for years between murders. He committed his last known murders in the 1980s and early 1990s. Maureen Hedge, April 27, 1985. Rader abducted Maureen from her home, strangled her, and took her body to his church, where he staged it for photographs. Vicki Wagerly, September 16, 1986. Vicki was strangled in her home. DNA evidence from this crime would later link Rader to the BTK murders. Dolores Davis, January 19, 1991. Rader broke into Dolores's home, strangled her, and dumped her body near a bridge. After Dolores's murder, Rader seemingly stopped killing. For over a decade, he focused on his family, church, and work. However, his fantasies never stopped. He kept detailed journals, revisited crime scenes, and relived his murders through souvenirs. The floppy disk mistake. In 2004, on the 30th anniversary of the Otero murders, BTK resurfaced. Rader sent a letter to the media, reigniting fear in Wichita. Over the next year, he sent several packages, including a floppy disk with a message for police. Believing the disk couldn't be traced, Rader taunted authorities once again. This time, technology caught up with him. Investigators traced metadata on the disk to Christ Lutheran Church and Dennis Rader's computer. DNA evidence from the Wagerly murder sealed his fate. Arrest and confession. On February 25, 2005, Dennis Rader was arrested outside his home. During his interrogation, he confessed to 10 murders, describing each in chilling detail. He showed no remorse, instead relishing the chance to recount his crimes. Trial and sentencing. In June 2005, Rader pled guilty to 10 counts of first-degree murder. He was sentenced to 10 consecutive life terms without parole. Today, he remains incarcerated at the El Dorado Correctional Facility in Kansas. Dennis Rader's story is a chilling reminder that evil can hide in plain sight. Behind the mask of a devoted husband, father, and church leader was a cold-blooded killer who preyed on the innocent. His case changed how law enforcement approaches serial killers, emphasizing the importance of forensic evidence and criminal profiling. Conclusion and learnings from Dennis Rader's story. Dennis Rader, the BTK Killer, is a haunting reminder that appearances can be deceiving. From his calculated murders to his disturbing double life, his story leaves us with important lessons to reflect upon. Evil can hide in plain sight. Rader was a family man, a church leader, and a municipal officer, roles that gave him the trust of his community. This highlights the need to look beyond appearances and remain vigilant. The importance of forensic science. Advances in technology, particularly DNA evidence and digital forensics, played a crucial role in solving this case. Law enforcement must continue leveraging these tools to stay ahead of criminals. Recognizing early warning signs. Rader's childhood behaviors, animal cruelty, voyeurism, and obsession with control, are often linked to future violent tendencies. Early intervention in such cases could potentially prevent tragedies. The power of community awareness. Although Rader evaded capture for decades, his mistakes ultimately came to light because the community remained engaged and law enforcement stayed persistent. The role of technology in justice. The floppy disk Rader believed was untraceable led directly to his capture. This demonstrates how technology can work against those who misuse it for malicious purposes. A final thought. Dennis Rader's story serves as a chilling yet valuable case study for criminal psychologists, law enforcement, and society at large. His ability to blend into his surroundings reminds us that vigilance, community cooperation, and technological progress are vital in identifying and stopping predators like him. A request to our viewers for our work. If you found this story thought-provoking, make sure to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel, Plunge into Crime. Here, we dive deep into the darkest corners of human behavior to bring you detailed and well-researched stories like this one. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Your support helps us continue creating meaningful content for true crime enthusiasts. Thank you for watching, and stay safe.